Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I have a younger brother.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still in San Francisco.
Does he have the same interest as you?
No. he's much more practical. He's actually studied economics and business, and he's in marketing right now. So yeah, he's a very. He loves movies, but I think definitely he's just more practical.
So
he knows how to make money instead of.
Were you on the same road?
Yeah. Oh.
Did you ever feel like lonely, because you've got your own dreams, you've got your own interests, so different from your brother. And that's why, maybe because you probably have a lot of imagination, so that's why you into making films, because then you can really project what you have in your mind onto film. Is that how it came about? Did you ever think that you were going to become a movie director?
No, I mean not until I was really late in my teens that I ever even considered making movies. But it's never lonely. The only part that's a struggle is sometimes you're the only person that can figure out problems. Like creative problems. Like no one, when you're writing a script or sometimes just no one can help you, and that feeling is, I want to say lonely, but you do feel like that you don't know who can help you, sometimes. But I think that's part of it. I think that's part of the creative struggle, is that sometimes you just have to do it yourself, be by yourself to work out things. So, but I think it's okay. I'm trying to deal with it better, I think. Yeah.
Well, it's just like my son. I mean, he's really into his own world. He's only 12 now, but I don't know. He does draw, and I think he's pretty good at it, and he loves to act. So I think that maybe eventually he's going to want to do something to be able to put everything that his imaginary world is into paper or
right.
film or whatever.
Well, what's great about film is that there's so many people to help you achieve that vision. So, like you're saying, if you want to take create this imaginary world, there's so many people when you're making a film that are your collaborators. You have not only your actors, but you have a whole crew behind you. You have these really talented artists, basically, and everyone there is to help you try to achieve this imaginary world together. So that's actually one of the greatest things about filmmaking, is that once you get to the step of actually making the film, you're not alone. You have a lot of great people to support you. So.
But also, in other words, but on the other hand, you can't work alone. You've got to work with a team.
Yeah, right.
Even though maybe you're the one who had the idea originally, but eventually you have to involve the team to make it happen.
You need people to help you create it. You need people to help you shape it and communicate it. So I think that's my favorite part of filmmaking. Actually, is that part. The worst parts are when you're writing the script alone or when you're editing alone.
All right.
But the actual part when you're making the film is great. It's the best thing. So.
Okay. Well, let's take a little break here before we come back to Arvin Chen as he talks about his award-winning movie, Au Revoir Taipei. Welcome back to RTS Summit. I'm Shirley Lin. Today my guest Arvin Chen is here to talk about his movie Au Revoir Taipei, which won the Best Asian Film Award at the Berlin International Film Festival. Actually, you have won another award before, and that was the Silver Bear at the 57th Berlin International Film Festival for a short called May.
Right.
May as in pretty, right? Beautiful,
yeah,
that
beautiful
character.
May, yeah.
So what was that about?
That was it's a very simple little romance that takes place at a night market, and it's about basically two people that work in the same little food stall, and it's just very little simple romance that happens both like during the on hours of a little food stand and in the after hours of the night market. So I made that about 3 years ago.
Okay.
3-4 years ago now.
Yeah. You seem to like romance. I mean, Au Revoir Taipei is also about romance, and It Happened that May is also about romance. Is there any reason why?
I don't know. I guess a lot of my favorite films are romances.
Yeah.
So that might be part of it too. I think I don't know. I just think it's something that I love about films, is just to be able to do romance, in a film. So I don't know if I'll keep doing that, but at least for in Au Revoir Taipei and the next one, I think it'll still be kind of the same sense of romance and comedy. what's different about Au Revoir Taipei than my first film, May. May is like a pure little sweet romance, but Au Revoir Taipei is in many ways even more of a comedy than it is a romance. So it's kind of a balance of both. Yeah.
Could it be because you've had some, nice relationships in your life before, so that's why you're into romance?
I don't know.
Are you in one right now?
No, unfortunately. That's probably why I can keep making movies about romance, because I don't know. No, something about, I guess something about film to me is just already romantic. Like cinema to me is a romantic medium. So I just love the fact that you can have people fall in love in a movie. So, then there's so many ways to express it in a movie. So, I mean, in our film, Au Revoir Taipei, we express it, actually, there's no kissing, there's no, really lovey-dovey stuff. It's all done through, little looks and dancing and food. So I like the fact that we can make a romance, but, there isn't anything overtly romantic. It's all about suggestion of romance. So,
I see. Or maybe it's a reflection of the fact that your parents have a nice marriage, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I think what is true about those two films is that I have a very positive outlook about romance. That I believe in romance, and I believe in the sweetness of people, and I think that's very, especially in Au Revoir Taipei, it's about a lot of characters. Some of them are gangsters or bad guys, but everyone at the end of the film basically is you'll find that everyone is actually only cares about love. So one of the things I wanted to express in the film really is that there are no bad guys, and that everyone just wants to find love. So it's a very simple idea, but I think it's something that I believe in. So yeah.
Well, I think that's really great, Arvin. I mean, that's what more the world needs to have is a positive, clean, healthy view about love.
Right. Yes. So it's just my outlook on the world, and in the next film it's going to be a slightly different take, but I wouldn't say the next one will be as positive, but. I don't know why I just keep making romances. So.
Now, why Taipei? Why it seems like you always tend to take Taipei as the place of your shooting?
Well, I think.
Do you not think it's a little commonplace?
Well, it's weird. It may be because I'm not from Taipei. I found, like I said, I grew up in the suburbs, which is very boring. It's just all these houses that look the same, and there's nothing really. It's very nice, but it's nothing very exciting or inspiring. And I always loved films about cities. Even when I was a kid, I loved, Woody Allen films about New York.
Yeah.
Or, Wong Kar-wai films about Hong Kong. So I guess I never found a city that was inspiring to me until I came to Taipei. And because I'm not from Taipei, I just see things about the city that I just want to film. So I think, maybe one day I'll become sick of Taipei because I've lived here so long. But right now, I still find things about it that are very unique to me and things that I want to shoot. And I think what's interesting is that in Au Revoir Taipei, nothing we shoot is that exotic. It's actually very everyday locations. It's just like a regular night market, a late night convenience store, a late night bookstore, a park where there's some dancing ladies. And that's kind of what we wanted to say about the film too, is that you can find romance, or you can find these, really cute little stories in any part of a city. They don't have to be, nothing has to be Taipei 101 all the time. You can find really unique little corners of a very, very nice little city and still be able to find the romance in these little corners. So I think for now, as long as I'm still inspired by Taipei, I might just keep shooting Taipei.
Oh, okay. Well, I haven't seen the movie. Obviously, it's not going to be out until April. But you were saying that you've got a night market and the MRT station, right?
An MRT station, yeah.
Do you have 101? You do or do not?
We have it just in the background of one or two shots. But I mean, one of my things is that you see it so much, especially in TV shows. You always see Taipei 101, and I feel like it's cool, but I really want to get into just everyday people and what they do, as opposed to this iconic thing about Taipei is the Taipei 101, or to shoot the Grand Hotel or the Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall, but to just shoot everyday things, where people go every day. So that's kind of what our film is about too, is that you don't have to have all these beautiful iconic landmarks to represent a city. A city can be represented by a convenience store. To me, convenience stores are very Taipei. So
yes, I know. Especially when every 1 or 2 blocks away there will be 2 7-Elevens.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
And they're the only things that are open up pretty much late night. At any time you can go to a convenience store. So I think there's something romantic about that, actually. So.
Well, especially when your movie is actually taking place just one night, right?
Right.
It's a romance story, but it's just over a period of one night.
Right.
Okay. So I'm sure the Tourism Bureau is very thankful to you for introducing all these, places around Taipei that obviously tourists need to go visit, and it's like a must-go places. So, well, what was it like to come with the cast? I know you've got, actually all young actors in your movie, especially one, the female main character is Amber Guo, who's an upcoming singer. She's been in other TV idol dramas, I know.
Right. This is her first film.
Her first film, yeah, that's right. So, what was it hard to come up with the cast? I mean, how did you come with the cast?
It was difficult because we have actually lots of characters in our film. I think we have about 12 or 14 major roles.